Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is Christmas Eve, December 24, 2021. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. Use allegedly. Nobody's been convicted in a court of law yet. Apply the but-for standard, but for Mr. Perry's harassment, retaliation, witness tampering, victim tampering, violation of my privacy in every kind of unimaginable way, torment, torture, starvation of women and children. But for that, we wouldn't need to document anything. It's his lie. He needs the lie. It's your lie that you need. I don't need a lie. You do. But for that, we wouldn't have to act as any reasonable person would and document it because we have a court case going. Mr. Perry's under investigation. He keeps getting recorded, him and his little crew. So to recap, we have a witness that said Mr. Perry, as long as I've known him, trolls women. He tells his wife he's out of town on business. He's trolling women. He's looking for single women with kids. When they're not home, he'll stalk them. When they're not home, he puts a camera in their house. He'll either pay the landlord a little something, something, or the maintenance guy, or a locksmith gets in, puts a hidden camera in their home. They don't know about it. They don't consent to it. And then he begins to sell watch time on the dark web. He's raking it in. So, he'll try to get him fired. He'll get him fired. Then he'll hack them so they can't find another job. He'll see where they're applying for work and call around and badmouth them and make sure they don't find work. Then they lose their home. Then he has the ex take the kids away, and in doing so, he rips up the lives of an entire family who had a perfectly great life until Mr. Perry targeted them for his crime. I'm one of those victims. Since he met me, he keeps getting caught. It's never happened before. But when he met me, I come from a whole family of police. I know a lot of police, Mr. Perry. You're under investigation. Don't ask me who told on you because you don't care. If you cared, you'd stop. Most people are smart enough when they're speeding, if they keep getting pulled over or they're drinking a lot, driving, they keep getting pulled over, they have the good sense to quit. And you don't. You're not getting it. Mr. Perry, we know you want me pulled over because you had my taillights taken out. Now, my guys get a recording of there's a problem, I guess, with my driver's license. What'd you do? Whatever it was, you did it. But for you causing a problem, I wouldn't have one. I have one every fucking day. It's fucking Christmas. You're making another problem. So my guys record Perry's people talking about my driver's license. When is she going to go get a new driver's license? When is she going to go to the DMV? When is she going to go do this? When we took her taillights out so she'll get pulled over. I have 4 taillights. And this is not the first time he's done that over and over and over. He did it when I was in Manford. The police investigating him wake me up. I usually woke up at 3. I worked all night. And I'd wake up about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. When you leave, you go to your car. And this is not the first time I've said that. This is another thing that's very irritating. Very, very, very irritating for everybody. Is we have to repeat the same thing over and over and over and over. You're caught already on that. You're caught already on that. You already recorded talking about it. And now it's very difficult. It's going to be very difficult for them to go into court and say that wasn't me on that recording. Planning a crime against Cynthia. I left Lubbock in 2013 to get away from this. So there wouldn't be a fight, there wouldn't be a conflict, and you wouldn't need a cover-up. I don't like you. I really, really can't stand you. You're delusional. There's an affair in your mind or something in your mind that doesn't exist to everybody else. And there's a thing called deviant conduct. Deviant conduct might be what some people define as an act that might be offensive. Like maybe some people are offended by people who smoke pot in public. That might be called deviant. It's outside social norm. But it's, not illegal. Or a trans. Some people might be offended by that and say that's outside social norms. It's deviant conduct. But it's not illegal. But when the crime starts to cause injury, and then it becomes, when the deviant behavior starts to cause injury, now it's a crime. If it's breaking the law, that means a lot of people sat down, worked very, very hard to pass a law to make what you're doing illegal. because it's hurting, it's causing injury. And society is defined by the way it deals with its monsters. Mr. Perry, you're a monster. And I understand somebody sat you down and said, what the hell do you think you're doing? And you advised that person, we have a secret love. We just got to get her in the right environment so she'll tell me. Wow. Doesn't get any more whack job than that, Mr. Perry. And the guy rightly said, I think that you are off your nut. I think that you've shown her how you feel in the vicious way you've attacked her life. And that's not love. That is not what two people in love do. That is a criminal victim relationship and nothing more. She's also shown you how she feels. She's moved twice to get away from you. She has sued you 3 times. There's an appeal ongoing right now. You were served. You've been served the notice of appeal. Now, when your conduct is outside social norms to the point that it causes a financial loss, emotional duress, you think you're going to coerce me into something, you think you're going to make my life such a living hell, you're going to false arrest me again. You've been trying to do that since when I was in jail for the first one, every day, all day long. Mr. Perry, you and your crew are recorded over and over and over and over and over, trying to arrange a second false arrest so you can violently subjugate me. Read Title 18 of the United States Code 1512 and 1513. In the first false arrest, that's what you did. You violated that. And it doesn't matter what police you bribed. There are other police working on this and have been for a long time that you can't get to, that give me these recordings, Mr. Perry, or play them for me. They don't give them to me. I'm sorry. They play them for me. I type up an email about it. And then when you do it, we can say, well, but I told you so. Like the ringtone. 50 recordings. I think it's about 60 now. Of you guys talking about getting my ringtone. And then 9 pages of phone calls to my service where you were trying to get my ringtone. And those came in over a period of time of a few days. You can't say she's crazy. The whole idea was we're going to harass the hell out of her. And then when she tells on us, we'll say she's harassing us. And then you did that in now two court cases. You planned it. It was malicious. That's fraud in a court of law. You're in a lot of trouble for that. You don't seem to get how much trouble you're in. You guys want to know how I always find out, but you're not putting it together. I'm finding out because you're in a lot of trouble with someone in law enforcement somewhere. They're building a criminal case against you, sir. You're not all there, are you? You're never going to get a date with me. You've never gotten a date with me. You make all my skin crawl. Mr. Perry, you're weirdo. I don't do weirdo. You got to be normal to ride this ride, and you can't be normal. You can't. You don't have that kind of power. So what is on my driver's license that I should worry about? That you would take my taillights out of my car again. So I'm in Manford, I get a phone call. Sin, wake up and go check your taillights. He took them out so that you'd be pulled over. So I go out to my car at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I check my taillights and sure as shit, one is out. I go down to Napa and I get it replaced. I go to work. 2 guys come in, 3 guys come in. To my work, I'm introducing myself. I don't know them. One of them looks at me and he goes, who's telling on us? Is it Mays County? I was like, wow, you're stupid. You're coming in here and you're asking me that? And you think I would answer you? I was like, do you want a lap dance or not? Nope. Okay, bye-bye. What in the hell is the matter with you and your people? What is on my driver's license that you got somebody to break into my vehicle illegally, take out my taillights with the intent to have me pulled over because you put something on my driver's license that doesn't need to be on my driver's license, Mr. Perry? Abuse of power, sir. Tampering with a witness, sir. Coercing a victim, sir, are violations of the RICO Act. And you're in a lot of trouble. You don't get a date ever. You always get told on because everybody's sick and tired of watching you put me through this. And I guess you had someone sit you down and tell you, oh, we just need the right environment so we can say how we feel. Now, I think you've said how you feel by the way you've treated her for a decade. And I think she said how she feels by the way she's responded. And you're not getting it. You're not all there. Crime after crime after crime. And you've done this all your life, and this is the first time you're getting caught because you're under investigation. My guy tells me the other day, I have people I know in law enforcement all over the country. This is a need to know, so I can't talk about it much, but I have a couple of buddies that I've known all my life, or almost all my life. They know I'm doing something with this. One of them called me, and he goes, they're calling around trying to find out who you are, who's doing this. And I'm going to tell you something, that chick is Batman. My guy goes, they're making you a fucking legend. Their word is spreading everywhere, but it's spreading through them. They're spreading it, looking for us. You're a fucking phenom. And I was like, wow, you're kidding me. He goes, nope, I am not shitting you. That is unbelievable. So, today, we get, over the last 24 to 48 hours, we're getting a whole lot of shit. More recording after recording. I mean, there's thousands of them. If there's an email about it, there's a recording about it, and Mr. Perry's attorney put actually on the docket 3,700 times. She contacted me because my client got recorded attempting to commit a crime against her, and she got in touch with me, appropriately, the attorney, and told me to restrain my client, and I'm just not doing it. Just ignoring it. There's a thin line, Mr. Borman, between vigorous defense of your client and conspiracy to commit crime. And I think you've way overcrossed it, sir. But you can deal with the police investigating y'all. You deal with it. You don't have to deal with me on it. Deal with them. They're the authority. They're the authority. So, when you guys want to know who told on you and who's investigating you, keep in mind, that's the authority you're going to have to answer to. It's not even in my control, but I'm going to tell you something. I have done nothing but provide and assist as I can because I don't want you here, Mr. Perry. You're rejected. Rejected and told on, and rejected and told on. It's the same thing every day. And you'll get up and do the same thing again tomorrow because you're stupid. All criminals are stupid or they wouldn't be criminals. It's so bad with the questions of impropriety around the court cases, Mr. Perry. How come there was no hearing? How come there was no hearing? How come she wasn't in the hearing? How come they didn't let her testify for Officer Neely? What the hell are these people doing? Making it rain on the courthouse? Is it a strip club or is it a courthouse? I mean, we all joke about it. Warman was down there making it rain before she got there to file whatever. Yep. Duly noted for the record in our court. So there's a judge granting investigatory orders. He loves it when you do that. Degrade the bench. Degrade the bench. Loves it when you do that. That's a great way to get off on the wrong foot. So, they did have my taillights taken out when I was in Manford. And I was told about it because you go out, you get in your car, and you don't really look at your lights to see if they're working, do you? I mean, you just go get in the car, and drive off. Well, that day I had, these guys tell me, you need to go check your lights because he just had them taken out so that he can have you pulled over. Wow. Go fix it so that you're not pulled over. I gotta find the thing with, let's see here, I think. Right here. It was this day that happened. That's my receipt from Napa. Woken up by police at 1 o'clock. Go fucking fix your light. He just took it out. He wants you pulled over. He just did it again. So I have, on my car, I have 4 lights, 2 on each side. 2 are working, 2 are not. 1 on each side is working fine. It's like a extra light, really, that was taken out. But he broke into my car. He had the lights taken out with intent to have me harassed by local law enforcement. And we've already had, local law enforcement, some of them complain, Mr. Perry. We don't want to be used for that. We don't want to be involved in that. That dude's weirdo. I'm not weirdo. I don't want to be associated with that. 1512, 1513 of Title 18 of the United States Code prohibits 98% of what you do all day, sir. This time you've gotten caught. This time you get caught. This time, sir, you keep getting caught. Right? Then we had another one. Another interesting situation where, see, this is the harassment email. After my first false arrest, which you obstructed justice and caused me the loss of my forensic evidence intentionally, everybody's wondering why Jim Hansen did not demand proof of a political vendetta and a false police report before he signed off on an arrest warrant. So now he's under scrutiny right now, too. There's no probable cause that somebody's filed a false police report if it's not been investigated. You had me arrested in a week. Tulsa police didn't call me back till the 15th of February. I filed the report on the 21st of January, 2016. By the 29th, they had me in jail by physical force, prevented and delayed me from reporting the crime against me that they committed. In retaliation, they arrested me. They interfered with the chain of custody of evidence. They caused its destruction. Mr. Perry, you're going to jail. Don't ask me who told on you. There's no way you care about that. There's no way. It's not possible. So while I'm in jail, they do this, they plan this. We're going to send her home. We're going to make her think she's going to be fine. And we're going to harass the hell out of her. And then when she complains about it, we'll say she's harassing us. And you got, over and over and over, you're caught. It pissed off all the inmates. They told me, get rid of your phone. It's going to tweet from your phone. Because he's hacked you. Look into FlexiSpy. So, I get home and, see, I've told the U.S. attorney he's using local police. This was in 2015. Because 2 of them came to my work and told me. He's just trying to find a way to false arrest you, subjugate you, smear you. He wants a scandal. He's fucking pathetic and he wants a scandal. So he picked you to make that happen. And this is the receipt where they got it. The U.S. attorney. So, all that's duly noted for the record, Mr. Perry. I don't know who you think you're fooling. The guys that can get me that in jail, I got this in jail. Fabian gives me hope. That's what your friend said. I think that you've taken a knife and you've ripped her up inside when you took her kid, when you take her home, when she loses a job, when you false arrested her. And it's going to take another man to heal it. You can't do it. Don't sit here and tell me after 8 years of ripping and ruining and ripping and ruining and destroying that all of a sudden you're going to be nice and try to heal her. You can't. Not now. It will take another man. And I think this man was starting to heal her, and you didn't like that. Fabian. It's not Justin or Jason or Paul or Sam or Bob or Joe or John or Jack. It's Fabian's name on that puzzle intersecting with the word hope. The word boo is a private joke between my friend and I. That's a cop that keeps catching you. And it denotes the fear, sadness and fear surrounding the situation. You're the butt in. You're just a butt in. Never the wanted one. Just the wannabe. Because you're mean. You're cruel. A man's cruelty will be his downfall. His kindness will be a blessing. That's the Bible. It's also the other way of saying you get more bees with honey. You get a date because you're nice. You don't be nice, you don't get the date. You go to jail. You get a date with a man. Is that what you were after? Because you do the same thing every day that gets you the same results over and over and over and over. So then, um, the other thing we heard, they're trying to get you on prostitution for wearing socks during lap dance. And so to that, the response to that overall has been, wow, I've not been in a strip club. There's not a girl taking her shoes off for various reasons. Their feet hurt. You don't want to poke a hole in the couch when you're doing a lap dance. None of them have their feet covered. She's got socks on. Her feet are covered. 6 years that girl dances, and now it's a problem. 6 years. She's done that. You know how many cops they've given a lap dance to, Mr. Perry? Since you have cops coming to see if they can find a way to false arrest me? Gazillions. Never a problem. 6 years. You know, I have not even danced for a year. Have not danced for a year. Because you fucked up the money so bad, Mr. Perry. What COVID fucked it up bad. And what they did, you did. We all know that. We know what you did. We know how you did it. We know who you used to do it. If they can get me that in jail, Mr. Perry, they can get anything. You didn't stop that, you're not stopping anything. What's on my driver's license? You had somebody break into my vehicle, take the taillights out, hoping I'd be pulled over. And then what? And then what, Mr. Perry? That's called harassment. Coercion is a crime. You cause me duress with the intent to get me to lie. I've already put my testimony on the court docket. That started actually in May 2015. You're a stalker. I don't like you. I'm not changing my story. I get that you like to rule with intimidation and fear. Wave a few dollar bills, make a few threats, you get your way. And I said, not this time. I've said it every day for 8 years. Not this time. You don't know who I am and you don't know who I know. People that can get me that in jail. What else is in that book? That was a message to me that you know nothing about. Huh? Who can do that? Who can do that? You have no idea, do you? When you got an online peep show that goes all over the world, you're going to piss off the wrong people all over the world. This goes far outside Texas and Oklahoma. Far. It's not just about one man stalking. You got some sexual exploitation. You got some sex trafficking. You got some big crime. Serial murder. Are you a serial killer? I'm going to leave that as a question. So your guy tells you, I think she showed you how she feels. And I think you've showed her, and I think you've been hideous to her. And it'll take another man to heal her. And I think this guy was doing that. And you butt in, Bertha. Not your business. Last night they recorded talking about my money situation. Yesterday, all day. My money situation. It isn't your business. That's protected by privacy laws. Get the fuck out of my life. Get out of my business. All of you. All of you. It is not prostitution to do a lap dance with your feet covered, is the point. You need a news story. You need a headline. That's what the guy said. I think he just wants a headline. Perry's a pathetic nothing, and he just wants a headline. So he wants a scandal. So he's doing all this to her to try to get that. But it keeps backfiring on him. He's under investigation. He keeps getting caught. Yep. I don't like you. You're not normal. You have to be normal to ride this ride. So your friend was right. By the way, the other thing, this is the McNamara email. This is where I'm telling my ex-husband in 2015 he's trying to arrange a false arrest. Nothing's changed. He's still trying to arrange a false arrest. He fucked up the last one, so he's trying to do it again. Guys, get the fuck out of my finances. Get out of it. All of you. There's no legitimate reason why you would need to know anything at all about my finances. Whatever's on my driver's license, I suggest you get it off. Well, now she found out about the taillights. Somebody broke in her car. That's illegal. 2, get her pulled over. have a cop harasser. That's been duly noted. You wanted to do that. The U.S. attorney knew it. So now we got to wait till she goes down to the DMV. So, again, are you going to give me another I told you so? You're caught on it, Richard. We know you want the ringtone, Richard. 9 pages. We can't say she's crazy when she's got, she said, 50 plus recordings about y'all trying to get her ringtone. And now she's got 9 pages of phone calls coming into her service. Y'all trying to get her ringtone. The whole idea was harass her. Then when she talks about it, we'll say she's crazy. She's harassing you. No, and you committed fraud twice. You did exactly what the harassment email says twice. Mr. Warman, those emails were cease and desist. You're an officer of the court, sir. You are to invite to restrain your client. I have the reasonable expectation that you would do that. There's a very thin line, sir, between vigorous defense and conspiracy to commit a crime. You've crossed it. Do you go make it rain down at the courthouse before I get there to file something? Because you couldn't know what I'm doing unless you're hacking and peeping. That's both illegal. It is illegal to stalk a woman. It is illegal to peep on a woman. It is illegal to harass a woman. It is illegal to cause duress, hoping to coerce me to change my story. It is illegal to hack, peep. No, Charles, I'm not changing my story. He types in my computer when I'm doing these. I just typed in it. Change your story. Say yes. I said no. I've said no every fucking day for a decade. Now you're just pissing me off. One time is all it should take, sir. One time is all I should say. No. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. The more you bother me, the more you get caught. You bother me, you get caught. You bother me, you get caught. You bother me, you get caught. Never happened to you before, and you're not getting it. You're stupid. I don't like you. I'm not in love with you. I'm not. Your delusion is gagging us all. We've all talked about that over and over and about. It makes you throw up. It makes your stomach sour. Mr. Perry's delusion, he's icking and sliming and imposing and burdening us all with. You need the lie. We do not. We don't need the lie. So I danced for 6 years to keep from poking a hole in the furniture. I take my shoes off. I have socks on. My feet are covered. I've given a lap dance to all kinds of cops, and it was never a problem. Now you are running for office. Now you want it to be a problem. Is that what's on my driver's license? I suggest you get it off. It's not a crime. How many other girls go without their shoes and no socks? I at least have my feet covered. And you know why I did that? Because when I'm giving a lap dance to a police officer and I ask him about it, what is the deal with the shoes off? It's a prostitution charge. It's not prostitution. You took your shoes off. Everybody takes your shoes off. Your feet hurt. Or you don't want to poke a hole in the furniture. So, officer, you tell me, what's the deal with that? Just keep your feet covered. So wear socks? Right, wear socks. So for 6 years, it's fine. And now that you're running for office, now you need a lie. Now you're nothing, and you need a headline. So now it's a problem, Mr. Perry? What's going to happen if I go renew my driver's license? What'd you do? My guys are looking into that. Is it the prostitution something? Did you thought you could break into my vehicle, disable the lights to only 2 of them? The other 2 work fine. To get me pulled over for that? Was that what you were trying to do, sir? Cause me duress so I'll lie for you? I'm not going to lie for you. You're not entitled to a lie. You are to behave and comply with the law like the rest of society can do without even trying. We all go every day, all day, without breaking into anybody's car, without paying 1 cop off or 1 judge. Ever. 98% of your day is RICO violations. Isn't it? Do not talk about my finances again. You guys were recorded all day yesterday talking about my money. Privacy laws protect me from that. You do not have a legal or legitimate reason to get into my money, my finances, pay any attention to it at all. You need to go work. You need an alibi, sir, to prove you're doing anything but what I say you're doing. And I can't do that by myself. I can't get this. This was from a recording. This was the first time I was allowed to put something out. You're still trying to do it. You're just varying it. So, get the fucking thing off my driver's license, whatever it is. It's not legal. That we know. See, here's these texts of Fabian. That's the person that gave me hope. And you butt in. You pissed everybody off when you did that. So when you're told on, that's why. This was sent on in October 2015. A few months later, I am false arrested, just like the McNamara email says he was going to do on October 29th, 2015. This is all about a plan to coerce, is it not? He's still trying to do it. And so I'm just a few months later, I get that in jail. What other messages were in that book, sir? From my police friends that you can't find. But you're calling around looking for him so much, you've made me a legend. She's like a phenom. She's fucking Batman, dude, he says. Ah, that's funny. Okay, so the false arrest was this. I tried to get a protective order, May 2015. Number 2 reason is she forgot her police report. That's the last sentence there. You must file a police report. He knew it. By the way, Judge Irick gave a verbal order from the bench. Goes without saying, Mr. Perry. At your age, you ought to know. If she says leave her alone, leave her the fuck alone. He didn't say fuck in court. He said it goes without saying, don't contact Ms. Ortiz. She's asked you to stop. So then, things escalate. I'm getting poisoned. I'm asking them, is that phenobarbital? Mr. Robertson did this. Yeah, that's what we're giving you. I'm getting sick. It was weird. I'm telling him, killing me or arranging a false arrest isn't going to vindicate him from stalking. It's going to prove he is. That's on the 4th of January. Look at the date. The 4th. Things escalate on the 16th. I file a police report about it on the 21st. Look at the date right here. 1/21/2016. 9 days later, there is no police investigation. I'm arrested for filing a false police report in retaliation for a public servant doing his job as a senator. When is murder part of the legislative duties? We think you're confused as to what the legislative duties are, sir. You certainly have a mental something going on with you. So, then, I didn't get a call back from police in Tulsa. I filed it with the desk clerk. She says, I'm going to put this in the computer. A detective's going to be assigned, and they'll call you. You're going to come in for an interview and bring any evidence you have. Whatever you wrote down on this police report, bring it with you. I said, okay. I actually took my son with me in case we talked to a police officer so he could tell the guy, yeah, she's throwing up. This is weird. She's not sick like this. Something's wrong. She needs a blood test to prove or disprove arsenic poisoning. Because when I'm giving the police my evidence text, they're going to see arsenic. They're going to see let your life fade away. I can't promise the stalking will end without death and destruction, Mr. Robertson was telling me in text. They're going to do a blood draw. They're going to look for arsenic and whatever else you might have been giving me. She says, I need you to bring in your evidence. This wasn't until the 15th. I was already in jail. By physical force, prevented and delayed me from reporting your crime. Prevented and obstructed police from collecting evidence to prove or disprove a police report was false or true. And Judge Hanson is in some hot water right now because he signed off on it with no evidence of a political vendetta and no evidence of a false police report. What'd you pay him? Did he trust you or did you pay him? Did he just assume you were telling the truth? He should have required proof, and he didn't. So what happened? And he's just trying to do the same thing again. What's on my driver's license, Perry? So when I get there, they want me to lie. And I said, I'm not going to lie. I'll just keep quiet if Mr. Perry never contacts me again. So these are the bond conditions. Number 1 says he will never contact me again. Now, it also has my name. I've since used this as a contract. This was not bond conditions. This was a cover-up negotiation. I think Lucky said that. Lucky Miller in Manford, chief of police in Manford. Did he not say that? I've seen a lot of bond conditions. This does not look like bond conditions to me. This looks like a cover-up negotiation. I sued for breach of contract. In the state of Oklahoma, the law says if you have signed a contract while under duress, and it specifically names incidents that would cause duress, being false arrested or incarcerated is one of them. You're not held to the contract. But Harry was not under duress. And there was never a ruling as to whether or not this constitutes a contract, because Mr. Powell made a phone call and had the whole thing dismissed. It went to the 10th Circuit. We understand the 3 judges that denied me didn't ever see it. You had a law clerk do it. Do you understand? You're in a lot of trouble. Don't fuck with me anymore. We're all sick of you. When in your life before you met me were you caught this much? I don't think you were. Whatever's on my driver's license, get it the fuck off. Get it the fuck off. We already knew you had my taillights taken out. Broke into my car, had them taken out. 2, have me pulled over. That's illegal. Now you're talking, now we got a bunch of recordings. When is she going to the DMV? When is she going to the DMV? When is she going to go to the DMV? You wanted me out in Manford with Christmas. You were going to do something there. We had the judge deny her on Friday. She was supposed to go to her family. We put a lot of work into this. We were going to get her. We were going to have her put in jail so she can't appeal. So listen to the words. We were going to have her false arrested again so she can't appeal. I filed a petition to vacate on fraud in the state case. It is in Tulsa County. It is CJ-2018-02775. I alleged fraud upon the court and irregularities. They had a bunch of hearings and I wasn't there. Mr. Perry went in and said, you don't have jurisdiction, Judge, except I have Terry Wagner's text, I have Mickey James's text, I have Pinto's recording where he's soliciting prostitution. They want to have me arrested on dancing with my socks on. Every girl, selectively prosecute me. They want a smear campaign. We're duly noted for the record. We've caught you. You're caught. Perry, you're caught. Come on, keep up. You want me arrested, taking my shoes off and dancing with socks on. Fine for 6 years, but right now you need a headline. So you're going to do it now. I haven't danced for a year. You solicited prostitution with Pinto, and that's okay? You murdered a cop, that's okay? And you're going to get me on something stupid like socks? That's what your friend said. 6 years she dances. It's not a problem. All of a sudden now it's a problem. He just wants a headline. What the hell? I've gone in strip clubs all over the place. All kinds of girls go around without shoes on. It's not a big deal. It's not prostitution. I don't even know why the law says it is. It shouldn't. He just wants a smear. He's desperate. He needs a scandal. He just wants attention. So he's going to try to use her to get it again. We're all sick of watching him hurt her. Got leaks because you're doing shit like that. Listen to what I just said. You have leaks because you're doing shit like that. Because what you should be doing is being busy with your family. Being busy with constituents. And then you wouldn't know whether I danced with socks on or not, would you? You wouldn't care. Just like those 2 guys said, he's just looking for something. But the thing is I asked police, more than one, what's the deal with the shoes? Keep your feet covered. That's all you got to do. There's some other things. The guy goes, does she wear pasties? No, but she followed the law this way. I'm not going to get graphic here. And guess what? She's the only one in the 2 strip clubs where she worked that did. The only girl in 2 strip clubs. Lady Godiva's and then the last one. that did follow the law on that. The only girl in there that did. She's the only girl in there that does wear socks. And he thinks he's going to selectively prosecute her on that to get a cover-up. Because otherwise she wouldn't do anything illegal in there. Never did any drugs, never smoked any pot, didn't do any of the extra stuff, doesn't let guys grab at her crotch. Charles is desperate for a scandal. Why? The reason he's keeps getting told on is because he's making people mad with that. I've said that. We've all said that over and over and over and over. You need to keep up with everybody else. Please keep up with everybody else. You're just trying to do them. You were supposed to leave me the fuck alone. Then nobody would give a fuck. How, does she have socks on or do... I danced with socks on. My feet were covered. Get the fuck out of my life. That's one. Okay, so... Hang on a second. Alright, this is Pinto's recording. One of many people that he sent to come talk to me. We're talking about... I'm suing him, right? First, this guy comes in and says... he says, you're occupied? And I'm like, I'm not occupied. The first, before I turn my recorder on, he comes in and he goes, your husband sent me. And I go, oh, well, I'm not married, so you must have found... you got the wrong person. Mr. Perry, tell yourself the truth. You and I are not a couple. You're rejected. I reject you. You got a pretend land, a make-believe world. Stop bothering me with it. Go see a shrink. Stop bothering me with your imaginary bullshit. Stop. Right now. Stop lying to yourself. There's nothing there. Doesn't go both ways. I don't want to get in a room and then I'm going to tell you something different than what I'm saying now. If you hurt me again, you think you're going to get me in a room and I'm going to say something that I haven't already said, you're off your nut. Stop doing that. Stop lying to yourself. Jesus. Okay, so the guy comes in and he goes, your husband sent me. And I'm like, no, I'm not married, so you have the wrong person. What does the girl look like you're looking for? No, I'm looking for you. I go, listen, dude, I'm not married, so you have me mixed up with somebody else. What's she look like? Because I don't have a husband. So he goes, the Texas senator. Oh my God. What? I go, listen, he's delusional. We have nothing. There's nothing. I moved twice to get away from him. I'm suing him now to get him off me. That's how I feel, Mr. Perry. I can't stand you. Stop bullshitting yourself. It's ridiculous. You look ridiculous to everybody else who is not delusional. Get a grip on reality. So the guy tells me, I flip on my recorder, because now I'm going, holy crap. Now, the manager, we were standing at the bar. The manager's on the other side serving drinks. He's the bartender. I could have looked right across from me and said, this guy's a stalker. Everybody knew I had a stalker. This guy's the stalker. Came in for the stalker. Get him out of here now. And the bouncer would have come and thrown him out. I want evidence, Mr. Perry, against you. Instead, I flip on my recorder and I get this guy talking. Because I'm really good at what I do. Nobody has caught your crime like I have. But I have help. There's 40 guys helping me. Men. They don't think you're cute. I don't think you're cute. They're pissed off, sick at you. We're all sick at you. If there wasn't a bigger investigation, you'd be in jail already. They're using you to get to everybody else. So everybody else, note it for the record. Every time you talk to Mr. Perry, the chances are very, very high you're getting recorded. And now they got you. Chances are very high when that happens, they're going to go into court and get a wiretap on your phone too. Good. Gold star, Perry, you win. You won another court order. Now there's a tap on you, and there's probably one on the guy you just talked to. Gold star for you. You win. This is solicitation of prostitution. This is crime, not me dancing with my socks on. My feet are covered. I shouldn't even have to have this conversation right now. Is that what's the problem with my DMV? Why you guys want me to go to the DMV? Now I know you want me to go to the DMV. Yeah, Okay, because you're being recorded all the time. Now we heard it. I heard it. Yeah. So there's ways we can prove out our recordings. One of is when you do it. When I have 9 pages of phone calls. Ah, brother. These people are not operating with a full load. So, anyways, where's the stop? I'm telling him, he's telling me to get in his wallet or get it taken for everything he's worth or something. I'm like, well, I'm suing him. Legitimate money owed to me, achieved through legitimate means, legitimate court processes. Mr. Perry can't even, our guys get a call from this man who's involved in this and looking over everything, and he goes, I can't believe what I'm seeing. I'm reading everything on these cases of hers, and I'm going to tell you something. You have one girl with no law degree against 5 guys, seasoned attorneys, and one of them has the resources of the entire Texas Attorney General's office, and they still cannot even do court right. Wow, he goes, it doesn't get any more pathetic than that. Major fail. They have all that against one girl with no money and no law school, and they still fail at doing court right, legally, on the up and up. He goes, I don't even know what to say. He goes, I don't know what to say. He goes, I'm going to say this. Your chick is one tough motherfucker to be able to withstand that much crap being thrown at her all the time and be as positive as she is. I don't know how she does it. And our guys go, we keep her in a good mood. Believe me, we have to give her pep talks. It's not easy. It's not for weak people, that's for sure. So here's Pinto soliciting the prostitution. I'll give you $5,000. Here we go. Now listen. He's like, have sex with him. And I'm like, no, he makes my skin crawl. Ew. Now you listen, get richer. He will really be nice, and he'll pay $5,000 for one night. That's not the crime, TPD. Me dancing with socks on is. Are you shitting me with that? Wow. Now you got a bunch of good cops pissed off because bad cops ruin it for the good ones, and you're eroding trust. You pissed off. Oh my God, you don't even know who you pissed off. If you knew, you'd shit yourself. So, whichever ones of you that are involved in that, Lord help you. You're going to let this go? This was in Payne County. You're going to let this go and have me false arrested on she wears socks? But hey, Perry needs a headline. He wants the headline. She's arrested on prostitution. That's what you need. Because you're pathetic, Perry, and you can't get attention any other way. Unless you're lying in court. Is that how that works? Duly noted for the record in our court. Whoever's talking to Perry on the phone, chances are high you got a wiretap order on yours too. That's how you do this stuff. You should know that. So, there's all this, he's asking me if I got a wire on, and anybody can read this. Anybody can listen to the recording. It's right here. Anyone can see it. Anyone can hear it. The other problem is this. You went into court. You said, I'm not making any contacts in the forum state of Oklahoma, judge, but you made sure I wasn't there to show her that you were and testify and cross-examine you. And that's caused a lot of problems. That's what the guy is saying. One girl with no law degree against 5 attorneys who are seasoned, and one of them has the entire Texas Attorney General's office at his disposal. And they still can't even do court right? You are shitting me with that. Wow, that's pretty pathetic. They got to still pay people off, making it rain on the courthouse. Is it a strip club or a courthouse? We want to know. You tell us. That's the big question. When I'm pulling into the parking lot, my guys are on the phone with me. Golly, Cindy, go in there and see if Mark's been there to make it rain before you get there. Yep. Okay. Which is it? Courthouse or a strip club? Short order cook and all that crap. Okay. The judge is not a short order cook, and that's not your diner. Okay, so here's this. This is the Pinto thing here. These are all the contact. Then there's texts from Mickey James. You can click on that right there and read them. We've already been over them, over and over and over and over. He said something creepy to me at my work. The man came to my work, where I am, as did Pinto. Nobody's hunting Perry down, except the police helping me, and the only reason they're doing that is so I don't end up dead or false arrested again. If I end up dead, wow, there's going to be some problems for a whole lot of people. Or kidnapped. Okay, so, then there's Mickey James, that's a contact. Then there's Joel, there's Terry Wagner, those are all contacts. So I file a 12-1031. It's called Motion to Vacate on Fraud. Patel versus OMH sets the standard on that. 2 years you have. And irregularities. Yeah, it's irregular. It's irregular on a jurisdiction to not have both parties present to participate. In order for it to be fair, all parties have to participate. The law demands fair. So, and don't send your guys to go, well, sometimes life isn't fair. Fuck you, watch me make it fair. How about you go to jail for making it not fair? Because you know what? Sometimes life is fair. Sometimes the good guy wins. Guess what? Nobody cheers when the bad guy wins. People start getting pissed off. People start going, what can I do to help? We got to put a stop to this. In a civilized society, we don't tolerate that. This is not Iraq. This isn't a tyranny. Mr. Perry, you need to grow up and act like a grown-ass man. And stop being a drama queen. Nobody owes you fucking thing. Nobody owes you a date. Nobody owes you time. Nobody owes you anything. Grow up and act like a man. You are all girled up. It is pathetic. You're making everybody mad. So this started in 2011. Going back to why did Jim Hansen, before he signed off on a false arrest warrant, why did he not require evidence of a political vendetta? Because this is in 2011. There's no text, there's no emails, there's no rants anywhere about anything political. Because there was nothing. Mr. Perry imagined it. I grew up in politics. My granddad was the power in the town where I grew up. He was the chief of police. My granddad was a lawman. His name is on the front door of the police station where he was the chief to this day. He was a lawman, Mr. Perry. So, we don't really think what you're doing is cute. I know people. You don't know who I know. He was also an elected official. He was a city councilman. He was a county treasurer. My family was the power in the town where I grew up. You don't know what that even looks like, do you? I didn't need your help. I helped you get elected. I was in politics all my life. I did federal government reform. Mr. Perry sees pictures of me with Harry Reid, John Ensign, federally elected officials. Long before I met him, I lived in Vegas. I hadn't even moved to Lubbock yet. I lived in Lubbock 3 years before I met Perry. I didn't need him. I didn't do Texas legislation. If I was going to do Texas legislation, I'd call somebody with power. Somebody who'd been in office a while, not the new guy from the smallest district in the state, who even he says Lubbock struggles to have a voice in Austin. Why would I call that? When I know all these other people I've been working with already long before I met you. If I needed help, I'm not going to call the low-hanging fruit. I'm going to call a power guy. But I didn't do legislation in Texas, Mr. Perry. There are no rants. There is no political vendetta. You imagined that, or you just bold-faced lie. We need you to clarify. For the record, please. These are texts about Mr. Perry pulling up behind my house, watching me in my backyard and how creepy that was. Maybe I should move. Hitting on me in public. And I'm throwing jealous fits in public. I'm telling his campaign guy, make him fucking stop. Somebody else is going to see that, and we're going to have rumors. Well, you wouldn't want him to ruin your business, would you? We can ruin your business. Oh my God, wow. That's what you have to say? Nothing like, thank you for letting me know, I'll talk to him. That's what should have been said, Mr. Campbell. I helped your guy get elected. He may not have gotten elected were it not for my support. There's 2 or 3 people in that town I can point out did get elected because I supported them. I had been running campaigns for on my own. I'm sorry. Let me put it back. I did campaign activities for LARW long before I met you, Mr. Perry. A lot of people knew me from that. I ran my own campaigns. I had my own clients. All of them were as conservative as you, by the way. 86% Republican. You can't flip that district. The voters demand, 86% of the voters demand conservative. So, what is your problem? Get off your high horse. You're not that important. You are confused, I think, as to what your legislative duties are. So, I'm saying, I didn't hurt him. I didn't go to the media with this, Jordan. I went to, you. Make him stop. So, what the hell is your problem? My friends are starting to see it. I only told a few people. Only a handful of people knew. Most didn't even live in Texas. She was with me when he'd do weird stuff. So, I had to tell her and 2 other people. Nobody else knew. Judge Hawker didn't know. Judge Parker didn't know. I didn't go around telling everybody I'm having a problem with Perry stalking me. But Judge Hanson should have demanded the proof of a false police report and proof of a political vendetta before he signed off on causing me the loss of my home. Smear campaign, and you're trying to do it again. And we've all said that, Mr. Perry. You need to keep up. Everyone knows you're trying to do it again, Mr. Perry. Everybody knows you're trying to do it again. You just go at it from different angles because you're pathetic and no one cares about you and you need a headline. And we all get it. It's duly noted for the record. But the problem is what you're doing is criminal activity. You have police investigating you. So now it's witness tampering. Now it's coercion. Now it's retaliating against a victim and a witness to your crime. Over and over and over. Count after count after count after count. What are you going to do when you have to face that judge? And by the way, you people out there that help him, when he's doing all this, and maybe there's a wiretap order that we can get that kind of information, now you're talking to him about it, now there's one probably on you too. If it wasn't, a lot of people are in this, and it goes way beyond just one man stalking, he'd be in jail already. They're using him to get to you. So do what you do, and Merry Christmas, by the way. Have a very Merry Christmas, Team Perry. And when you get those orders, you win. You got an order. You win, Mr. Perry. Right? So the last thing I'm going to look at is this right here. Because this is the Christmas that we're really pissed off about, Mr. Perry. So we hear somebody talking to these guys. Again, I'm not told who it is. They know. My guys know. I'm not told that. There's a reason. There's strategy in absolutely everything they do. Keep that in mind. So, like, people used to... Charles would send his people in to sting at me. And everything I'd say, I mean, they were told over and over, because they'd go running outside. Oh, I think I got something out of her. And there would be guys that know me, that actually figured out how to figure me out. Listen, don't get excited when you think you got something from her, because she's going to use it to prove Perry is making contact with her in the former state of Oklahoma. Don't get happy. Doesn't mean anything at all. Because what she'll do is she'll lie here, tell the truth here, tell the truth there. It is a strip club, by the way. I was working in a strip club, right? First of all, in any setting, unless you're in a court of law under oath, you don't have to tell anybody the truth about anything. And when you're a victim of stalking, I can lie about anything, any fucking thing I want, if it keeps me safe. You don't need to be coming to talk to me. If you're not coming to talk to me, you're not going to have to worry about getting lied to. But yeah, I'm in a strip club, and he's sending his people in, and I would lie here and tell the truth there, and lie here and tell the truth there, and some of them would go running outside, all happy, jumping up and down. I think I got something out of her. And one of them was smart enough to get it. And he goes, no, don't think that at all, because she's very strategic in everything she says, and she will use it to prove her case. So don't jump up and down and think you won. What just happened is she probably got more out of you than you ever got out of her. Her job is to prove Charles Perry is a stalker and a voyeur and all the other stuff, and racketeering, organized crime. That's her job. She's going to do it. And she'll do it without you realizing that's what she just did. So don't you dare think that. I mean, you can get happy if you want, but at the end of the day, what's going to happen is that's going to be used to prove her case. That's it. I'm good at what I do. So anyway, my guys play another one where somebody pulls out the picture of my son and the picture of Mr. Neely and says, "This is her son. He's got busted lips and all that stuff." And she was willing to put his picture there so you can see the difference. Point out for me on him where it looks like he was in a fight. Where's the injuries? Oh, there aren't any. Right. Now you got a problem. Why is he in jail? For murder. Beating somebody to death. Point out the injuries on him. He's got an IV in the right hand. Keep that in mind. Now read the arrest report. Point out to me in the arrest report where it says he has injuries consistent with him having been in a fight. Oh, you know what it says? He was treated with Narcan. He was found unconscious, treated with Narcan for drug overdose. He was drugged. The fight was between Lucky and whoever drugged Mike. What did you give him? That's who beat Lucky to death. And the guy said she filed a police report for car vandalism. She had specific threats to her car. That's out everywhere. That's duly noted for the record. She has somebody vandalize her car. She reports it to Manford Police. He's the officer that took the report. 6 days later, there he sits right there. Accused of murder, beating his boss to death. Now, point out the marks on this man that indicates he was even in a fight. Point him out. Show me. Get the the arrest report out. Read it to me. Point out where Martinez of Escambia Sheriff's Office describes injuries consistent with Mr. Neely having been in a fatal fight. All he says is he had a busted lip from after the fight when hotel staff pulled him off Lucky and threw him face first into the floor, and he had a red, swollen hand. Oh my God, there's a needle in it. Might that be why it's red and swollen? You guys are fucking something. You know that? So that's what the guy said. Who did you call, and how many times did you call them to do that to him? Right? How many times? How many fucking times? And then you're asking me, how did you know Mike had to be coaxed to to Florida? Because we had this all planned out. Kind of like you had planned out, get the judge to deny her motion to vacate on Friday the 17th, have her at her family's on the 18th, and we'll get her there. Only, you also got into my wallet. I was too fucking broke to go. Couldn't afford the gas. And that whole thing went bust. But you had a way to coax me somewhere where you could cause an injury with your deviant criminal behavior. And this has gone on for 8 years. Imagine the buildup in a police department somewhere of evidence against you, Mr. Perry. And you want to know who the other victims are, because there's a lot of victims, aren't there? The more you fuck with me, the more you get told on, and told on, and told on, and caught, and told on, and caught. And only one time should a woman have to say, leave me the fuck alone. Get out of my life, and don't bother me again. One time, sir, that should have to be said. How many times have I said it? 3,700 times that golly. 3,700 times, your attorney says. He's been told, you got caught trying to hurt me. Stop. Right now, stop. You don't have a choice. You absolutely do not fucking have a choice, Mr. Perry. It is the law, and you are breaking it. And I have, since 2014, all I want is to be left alone. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you want. I sure as shit don't care what you think. I think you're mentally ill. That's my personal opinion. You don't see me going down to the funny farm and asking all those people what they think. So if I think you're the same, why the fuck would I care what you think? Nope, don't care. Didn't ask you. You know what I asked you to do? Leave me the fuck alone. Now, have a very, very fucking Christmas. Get out of my face and go be with your family, please. Thank you.